my god, what is this?
Just the two of us. Hey,
Steph and I are here to bring the chaotic energy. Welcome everybody to Trailer Talk. We are clearly missing two bearded fellas.
Yes.
So you just have these bearded ladies.
Yes.
I had a close shave though.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have any stubble on camera today.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. We just put on loads of makeup so you can't see it.
Yes.
But we've decided to take over CouchSoup Trailer Talk today because we are badass for no reason.
Yay, technical difficulties.
Yay, technical difficulties. Drew and PJ are currently at the studio and they are experiencing some technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi that they're trying to join on. They were here, but then they left.
Yeah, they realized the soup was burning, so
exactly. Yes, it's the soup. You're right, Steph. Wow, that was soup. Good call. Yeah. And more for you're not wrong. A only blonde review. I mean,
yes.
it is apt. If you think about it, Steph, that is pretty appropriate for us to just review Blonde. And it's just being you.
It
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh my god.
Hello, everybody in chat. Again, we're just waiting on Drew and PJ. They're trying to get up and running, so I will hear from them shortly if they want to be here for the trailer. If not, Steph and I are on our own. Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it'll be all good things to say.
Which is all, yeah.
All the love. For Marilyn.
So, essentially, we'll watch this and there'll only be positivity.
Yes. Reviews here.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us today. We're going to be reviewing Blonde, the newest Netflix movie?
Yes.
Netflix movie starring Ana de Armas, which is super exciting. Do you know anything about Marilyn Monroe or this movie?
I just know that it was based off of a book. And apparently, I guess there might have been another movie. I'm not sure.
Oh.
But I just saw another poster and I was like, wait a second. And I can't read the title because it's blurry.
Schmo. But
it looks like a great movie, this one. It looks really pretty, and I really like the way that they shot it.
Okay.
Like, from a film school perspective, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. It's nice and crisp. I'm excited. Is
this going to be all in black and white? Because I saw the teaser. They released a teaser a couple months ago. Where they just saw Anna as Marilyn in her dressing room, and it was all black and white. Is the whole thing black and white? Do you know anything yet?
I think it's mixed. So I think it's kind of because it's her life from childhood till her death. So they're really going to be jam-packing a lot in there. So I do know it's just about her rise to stardom. So we'll see stuff from the 7-Year Itch probably, and all of her earlier movies, yep. Interactions with creepy producers and other filmmakers in Hollywood. I think it's really interesting. Sure. I love Marilyn Monroe. I've watched countless documentaries. There's a really good one if you ever want to learn more about her that I liked. It's called Reframed by Marilyn Monroe. Wow. And it was a CNN series that they did, so it was a bunch of episodes. Mm-hmm. But it just kind of takes a new perspective on her, because it's always talking about who she was and her mental health issues, and so it just kind of really reframes it into another perspective, and it just kind of shows how much of a woman's woman she was. She was very much always supporting other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really cool.
I would agree.
I'm excited to see what, because I've never read this book, and now I kind of want to read the book, and see just kind of what this new perspective or retelling of her history. And I think the casting's really interesting. I think it's kind of funny. I'm now looking at pictures of Marilyn Monroe, and I'm like, oh, that looks a lot like Anna.
Right? I actually think
creepy.
Casting wise, it's an all right choice. I'm perfect. Not mad about it. I'm
all for the Cuban actress taking over as Marilyn. It's big shoes to fill.
That is a good point. That is a very good point. I didn't even think about it that way.
No matter who plays her.
Yeah,
no matter who plays her, it's
That actually makes so much sense. I literally did not even think about it like that, but you're so right. I'm happy about it. I'm not mad about it. I think the casting choice is really good.
Yeah.
I am...
There's a PJ.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hello?
PJ in the wild.
We got this shit to work.
Woohoo!
I got a real good Santa vibe going, don't I?
You do.
You do.
Problem is, I don't see the stuff up there. That's all.
That's okay. It will come up. Oh, I see. You mean like for you?
No, on our big TV up there.
Oh,
Are we
I'm
live
sorry.
yet?
Yeah, we're live.
You're live.
Hello,
We
everybody.
are live, friends.
Say hello to the peoples.
All 4 people here, including us.
No, there's loads of people here now.
There's actually loads of people.
There's loads of people.
We're not choppy anymore. It's Drew's computer. He won't restart it, but we're not going to get in that conversation.
I'm just fixing up the overlays and stuff like that, so I will get you guys bigger in just 1 sec, everybody. All right, that seems okay to me. Let's go back to how it was supposed to be intended. Hello, everybody.
DJ PJ.
DJ PJ. Oh, stop.
That
is actually
for...
genius. Yeah, I love that.
Drew's not here because
you kicked him out?
We had burritos for lunch, so he's a little busy.
Oh, I see.
Were they good burritos?
They were great burritos. No, they're actually bowls. Oops, there we go.
Yeah, did you change the sound on your mic? It kind of coming in lower now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just your position.
I'm over on Drew's mic now, so that's
true.
why.
True.
So,
but we're back, everybody.
There we go. Now I can see everybody. Do I sound better if I'm over here?
You do.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Much better.
I'll bring this in here. How's that? Look at that. I feel like a professional. So tell me, caller, what's up?
Tell me, caller.
I dropped my burrito.
Got a little CouchSoup merch here.
Woohoo!
Nice.
CouchSoup.com/store.
It's okay. Yeah,
Still choppy.
It's
Goddamn
just blurry.
Country.
Yeah, I know.
It's just
Cox
blurry.
Communications.
Is this the first time
so
that
much money.
Stephanie hasn't been blurry and you guys have been?
I think so.
Stephanie's
It's so
blurred to us.
strange. Like Stephanie's signal is so much better than yours today.
I don't know
understand
why.
why. And I'm hardwired. It's like
We're hogging the bandwidth.
Weird.
I hate this.
Sauce babe.
So we're here to talk about Star Wars.
No.
Pretty
Close?
Little Liars.
Close though. Yeah, very close though, PJ. We are talking about Blonde with Ana de Armas today. Do you know anything about Marilyn Monroe? Are you a fan or?
I have, so being Canadian, right, we like the American icons. Marilyn Monroe is such an American icon to me. Like it's such a huge American icon. But I give you the little inside secret. I really was never into the 50 bombshell look.
Oh,
that just kind of wasn't my thing.
The pinup girl style.
Well, the first pinup girl I fell in love with was Farrah Fawcett. Like that was that classic one in the 70s with the striped beach towel. That was something else. But Marilyn Monroe just never turned my crank. I don't know what it is. And it's a sad, tragic story. And that's why I'm hoping. Did you light a match in there? Did you light a match in there?
I mean, I can't hear anything.
I'm trying to think like if I can move if I maybe make the screen smaller, maybe you guys will come in a bit clearer, but you don't. you do not. You are still blurry, but it's fine. It's fine.
You're on a tight leash. All right, welcome to Two Fat Guys Behind a Bar. What's your question? What's your drink? What do you want? We're so big we can't even fit in the screen together.
It's sad.
You definitely can. It's just
you can.
You smaller so that you can be less blurry, but I guess we're just
Steph's jealous because she's not at the studio.
Fuzzy.
No.
Did you watch the trailer yet?
No. Do you wanna?
No. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let me just.
This is we're watching Andor, right?
Yeah, I did that joke.
Pretty Little Liars.
I mean,
How are you both like this? Like, what are you? Are you
like what?
Just
Both like what?
Yeah.
the same.
That's okay.
Same what?
Just.
We're the same what? What are we the same of?
You are white guys.
White.
Super.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's watch the trailer.
Cheerio.
Hold
You're
on.
awful short today.
You guys have messed everything up because you left. So I have to build it in again. But it's fine, it's fine. We'll watch the trailer. No. But
Who's on? Who's in the magic window today? Who's here?
First.
The magic window?
Yeah, Chad is here.
Defect?
Chad is hopping. Say hi to everybody.
What friends came and said hi?
On the game. Emorpher.
Yeah, we're all
Jensen.
here. We're all here.
We're
You guys
here.
just took your fucking time.
We are gonna need to
Maria.
see a trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull the trailer up.
You sure will need to see that trailer.
Are you ready for this beautiful trailer?
Are you ready?
No, hold on.
It is.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. All right, you count her down.
All right. Let me swap over. Bye.
Oh, wait,
You know
wait.
what? It's almost perfect.
Well, the audio from this?
Yeah, the Mac.
You're making me do stuff, Drew.
Oh, wow. I just pulled this up on YouTube. We do look really good.
We've been doing this forever,
You
and
guys
we're
look great.
still technologically inept.
Good job, Pagan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Finally, a shout out.
Yeah.
After all this time.
After all this time, it's only been 2 years.
Flames. I actually never rewatch our episodes. I should do. I listen to them on podcasts, but I don't go back and rewatch
Okay,
them.
so there's the
That's
start.
cool. Whatever.
All right.
All right, count her down, girl. Count her down.
Alrighty. Okay, let's go. In 3, 2, 1, play. I'm gonna turn this down.
Monroe, it's time.
Knock, knock, knock.
Oh my God! How beautiful does she look, though?
She's stunning.
Whoa! What frame is this? Like it's not even...
Kiss
This happens every time I get out
on
of
the
the car,
hand,
How'd you get your start?
baby.
What start?
In movies?
Like continental,
She's so stunning, though, isn't she?
but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
I guess I was discovered.
Men broke home as girls,
This is
I
a
know
sad
you're
movie.
supposed to get used to it,
and we all lose our charms in the end.
but I just can't.
Square cut or pear shaped, these
I've
rocks
played
don't lose
Marilyn Monroe.
She looks so
Marilyn
much like her.
Monroe.
Oh my God.
Marilyn
God,
Monroe.
she looks like her, huh?
I can't face doing another scene with Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn doesn't exist.
Oh my God!
When I come out of my dressing room, I'm Norma Jean. I'm still her when the camera's rolling.
God, this looks so well shot.
Looks good.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good shot.
Marilyn Monroe only exists on the screen.
Well, sick.
She looks good. I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
Can
know,
it be
I met,
September
I met Joe
28th?
DiMaggio once,
Oh.
and I just wanted to meet him because he's married to Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Life goals.
No.
That comes out this September. I can't believe that. That's so soon.
I mean, that's the Netflix way, right? Like they
It
like,
is.
hey, here's this thing, here's this, and then like 2 weeks later it comes out. That's how they roll.
That
Yeah,
is
this has had a lot of press.
insane.
This has
Yeah.
had a lot
Yeah,
of press.
yeah.
Well,
It's
it's actually-
restricted, right? It's got an R rating.
It's an
Is it?
NC-17 actually.
NC-17.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so was her life, so
Wow.
that's sad. I always look at Marilyn Monroe
Is it
and
sad?
the.
Why is so
Here's why it's sad.
Okay,
Here's why it's sad.
because
sad.
all here, just for context, all I know, I'm probably like most people, maybe I don't know. All I know about Marilyn Monroe is like iconic for her Chanel ads, iconic for like the scene with like the skirt blowing in the wind, and just an icon, right? Like Andy Warhol. Did the famous like.
So what about
I
this?
know
What
her from
about
pop
this?
culture,
What about this?
but I don't know anything about her life or anything. Like,
What
I know
about
the
this
scandal.
slept with Kennedy and
Yeah, the
murdered
JFK
Ford?
scandal, but I'm kind of like, well, what president hasn't kind of like?
Yeah,
you know.
to me, the Marilyn Monroe story always felt like the beginning of the end of the American innocence.
Ooh,
that
that's an interesting way to see it.
50s period that America was just perfect in every way, and then the cracks started showing, and Vietnam War, death of Marilyn, death of Kennedy, all that kind of took us into a new era of America, and now we're where we're at now. I mean, don't even get me going on that one.
Sure.
But to me, that is always part of it. I never got into her movies or her or who she was at her height or nothing. For me, it was the exact opposite. It was always the end of it. And how she died and the tragedy of that side. Yeah. But I'm Canadian, so I was maybe
you were kind of looking outside in a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it's before my time. I mean, like I don't. It's not like I grew up with Marilyn.
Posters all over your room, especially on the ceiling.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'd moved on to Jennifer Connelly by then. But
that was a long time with Marilyn then.
Yeah. No, I mean her Chanel. I'm gonna butcher the line, but like she has that famous line from the Chanel ad where she's being interviewed, and she's like, "Well, what do you wear to bed?" And she didn't want to like say, "I sleep in the nude." She just says, "I wear Chanel No. 5." And like it like made it turn, and then they made ads, and like there's that famous one where she's like leaning over the bottle. Like I mean, it talk about an insight. Like we come from an advertising background, and it's one of those moments where you're like, she nailed it, right? With that one line,
thinking.
It's like the brand forever changed.
But would you consider one of the biggest American icons? I mean, Elvis, her, huge, right?
Yeah.
Try to walk down Hollywood Boulevard and not
see Marilyn or an Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but can we have a female opinion, please?
Oh, sure.
Didn't you guys just give one?
Boom.
Yeah. What did you think, Steph?
You're fine.
What did you think, Steph?
I'm excited because I love her movies, and I think she's such an amazing person, and I think like it is so tragic, just the way that her life went down and how Hollywood was, in that time period. So like I mean I had chills, like I was just speechless the entire time watching this trailer. I wanted to cry. I was like, it's so beautiful too, like shot wise. I mean, holy crap.
Yeah, I agree. The shots in this are incredible. I love the play like between black and white and color as well. That's so nice. It almost looks like the color is past and the interview is present, and that's in black and white, which is that's like such a distortion. I would have expected it to be the other way around. Like I would have expected present to be color and then the past to be black and white or something. I don't know. But Marilyn obviously is Norma Jean Baker, and she was born in California. Her mom was, I think she had mental illness, and she was then taken into foster care at a young age. She didn't actually know who her father was, and it's kind of debated if she did or not, and he never kind of approached or made any contact with her life. I believe she was also then abused in foster care. She kind of didn't have anything, like she didn't have her claim to fame, or she didn't come to the light until they were doing war promo photos during the war, and they took a photo of like her, like women at work type thing, and she got married quite young and became a housewife, and they took a photo of her, and it really kicked modeling opportunities, and then changed her hair and called herself Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn, after another Broadway star, I think, in the 20s, and then Monroe, from her mom's maiden name is Monroe. So she sort of just created this persona, but she was so smart, and the problem was like she always got typecast in ditzy roles. One of my favorites is like Some Like It Hot. I love that film. It's one of my favorite films. She's so good in that, and I just think like it's so tragic the way her life turned out because of, and it's hinted at in this trailer as well, because of the way the industry was, how she was taken advantage of by a lot of producers or directors, and harassed in the industry, then turned to a substance abuse, which she's like briefly spoken about, and then her tragic ending.
Still happens today.
Yeah.
Still happens today. It's just horrible.
The trailer seems to hint that, and I haven't read the book, and again, I don't know her history that well, but
read it either.
It seems to hint that there's like some sexual, like obviously harassment there.
Oh, yeah.
Tons.
Absolutely.
Like he's like, how did you get your start? And it shows like some seedy old
it's
tycoon.
That's what it was. Old Hollywood.
I mean, it's
when are we holding castings?
Yeah. Never.
It's just it's super sad. Like
it's just tragic. That's why my girls aren't in the biz.
She wrote a article in 1953. It was talking about, because like they referred to like creepy men like that, like as wolves, and she wrote like Wolves I've Known. Like she wrote this like article, and she goes like in depth. Like she doesn't name anybody, but she talks about like experiences, whether it's in the industry or just like random people, like, and just her experience with that. Like there was some guy posed as like working for like some major studio. She got called, like, come over, like she was and she figured like, oh, like he had him coming in on like a Saturday. So she went to the office. Turns out it was just some guy who knew somebody, and he was just posing, and so he had her like reading scripts. But it was really
Random.
Crazy. Just
Can you
all
imagine
the
women's
things.
rights in the 50s? How bad they were?
None.
No.
I feel like
and she
it's
was
probably the same as it is
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
getting there. It's getting back the
It's going
same
back
way
to
now.
where it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
I
unfortunately.
think she was pretty vocal about it as well, and then like towards her later years now, because I think like obviously she's a young woman in Hollywood, and she was just taken advantage of and manipulated in those situations by the men in power, and
so many were.
Yeah, and then she was just
You know?
continually typecast because of how she looked or how she was always acting like this dumb blonde, and she was so smart. And later on in the years of her life, like she wanted to do more serious roles, so she started advocating for more of that and doing more serious interviews. And I just like this kind of that hints at this, like that's what I think this is like her more serious interview before, like in the years before she's gonna die. But Ana de Armas looks fucking unreal in this, and I
Does
love
she
the
look
soft
like Marilyn?
Face.
Oh
So
my
she
God.
looks
So much like her.
like so much. It's
There's a
unreal.
big article.
Scary.
There's a big article in Variety there how a lot of people are pissed at the accent, and she spent 9 months working on that accent. And you know what? I'm like, so what? How many, like English-speaking people
put a lot of
pretended to
time
be
into that.
Spanish?
Totally
and,
agree,
Vice
yeah.
versa. Like
Look,
whatever.
look at her dedication. Like,
Get over
you
it.
know, I would be mad if she had put no time, and she's like, okay, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm just showing up on the set. Like, she put so much time and effort into.
It's hard to
you
cover
know.
an accent. Look at Drew's been trying so hard with that Kentucky drawl. You're getting better though. You're getting better.
It is much harder when you
It
have
is.
when you have a strong accent in general. Like, and she
Yeah.
has a Cuban accent, right? So she has a strong accent in general, and that's so much harder to try and neutralize into Marilyn's accent, which is, you know, obviously American, and she's got a higher pitched tone. But look at her; she looks amazing, and
She looks
I think
so
she's going to
good.
do such a great
Spot on.
job. The way they've done all this editing as well, with like the color grading and the soft hues and stuff, like from the films, I just love that. I think that's so
gorgeous.
cool.
Why is it getting NC-17?
What
They
a
showed
great
boobies?
trailer.
Well, yeah, imagine
Drug
there's
abuse and
all-
I
harassment.
think there's
Probably.
just a lot of drug abuse, harassment, nudity. I
If
mean,
you say fuck so many times, you'll get it.
Oh, really?
The nudity is the one that kills Americans.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Somebody's nude. Nobody's ever nude.
I'll
But we
never
shoot people with
forget.
AK-47s every day, all the time.
Yeah, I know.
in
It's so stupid.
in 7th grade, we were watching Dances with Wolves in a history class, and some kid reported to his parents because you see Kevin Costner's butt.
Oh, God.
And we
Stop.
couldn't finish the movie.
Oh,
I was
really?
so
Stop.
mad. So I, like, to this day, have not finished that movie because I've tried watching it so many times, and it's such a good
What is
movie, but
wrong
it's so
with people?
long. But
Dude, what? Why would
what's so-
people
I mean,
bother?
Yeah.
I bet you look good nude.
Buddy.
He's like, you don't even know, buddy.
Like, you know Burt Reynolds? Imagine, like, a really fat Burt Reynolds, just as hairy, just as manly, but just chubby.
So you should just lay on a bear rug and they couldn't tell the
It
difference.
really, if it was a, if it
like
was a
camouflage.
dark it would be. It would be. Like, if I could
it's
go
an
into the
iconic
woods and just
photo.
strip naked, and they'd be like, "That's a bear."
Or
you know?
Bigfoot!
Yeah.
yes.
What's interesting in this trailer, and I noticed it the first time I saw it, and I'm looking at it again on the rewatch. Not only is there like the juxtaposition between like black and white and color, but it's not just color. It looks like Technicolor. Like
Yeah.
it looks like vintage color.
yeah,
which
absolutely.
Is very
Yeah.
fascinating.
Film, like,
But it also changes aspect ratio. So it goes from 16:9 back to 4:3,
Yeah.
back to 16:9 again. And I can't figure out the rhyme or reason because
Is it a
there's
movie scene or
color
something?
scenes that are 16:9 as well as black and white scenes that are 16:9. Because I thought, like you did, Pagan, I was like, well, the past or the present or whatever is in black and white.
Looks
That's gonna
like
be
black and
like
white, yeah.
16:9. But then they're gonna go like show like movie archive footage, and that's gonna be 4:3 and in color. But it's kind of interesting. I'm really curious how the timeline of this is going to run and like why they're choosing to
It must
show.
mean something.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like paparazzi or like home video type things, because there's like one shot and there's like famous pictures of her like on the beach, like going in the water with like a sweater on, like, so I think that could just be it, like the same thing with like her when she's doing the famous like 7-year itch over the with her dress over the vent.
Yes, yeah.
Like I think that's also kind of like paparazzi. I don't know, it is interesting. And
Yeah.
like a lot of pictures that you see of Marilyn are black and white. Like there's very few
Yeah.
color. So it is also kind of interesting too. Like I think just
I
to see
didn't even notice the
blonde
aspect ratio until you said it, Drew, and that's messing with me now.
It is. It's almost jarring in the trailer because it's so.
It is. It's so chopped. Yeah.
And it's kind of like I hope the movie. Again, I'm sure there's a purpose for it. But,
there it is. There, and it changes again.
I found it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What part is it?
Yeah. Like I love
a lot of iconic scenes.
Yeah, a lot of iconic scenes, and then the cast in this is pretty incredible. You got obviously Ana de Armas, who's blown up, and then Adrien Brody. You got Bobby Cannavale.
Adrien Brody.
You have Lucy DeVito. I believe that's Danny DeVito's
sister, right?
Sister? Is it sister?
I'm not. I don't know. I was guessing.
It might be.
I thought it was, but maybe it's a daughter. I don't know.
Scoot McNairy, who's if you're a *Halt and Catch Fire* fan, you know him. So the Toby Huss, who's also in *Halt and Catch Fire*. So there's a great cast here. This to me feels like Netflix's play at, we want the Oscar, we want the Best Picture. Because this checks the boxes.
This
right?
could get it, yeah.
Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood.
It's definitely going to get nominations,
right? Like, so it checks that box, right? If you look at like The Artist, it feels artistic.
Yes.
It feels like more like an indie film. It's got that black and white. It feels, it's like purposely shot. The cinematography feels spot on. Like it's it's an actor doing a character. Oscars love that. Like it's like Best Picture.
Crying a lot.
She's there's drama. It just feels like it's like Netflix was like going down the
how do I win an Oscar?
How do I win a Best Picture / whatever?
Or at least a nominee.
At least 100% this is going to get a nomination.
100%, yeah, I would agree.
Well, it's so hard.
I'd say this is a front runner. It's coming out in September.
September 28th.
So
it's
late enough in the season to be remembered.
It's late enough in the season. Ideally, it would come out maybe a little later.
End of December.
Like late November, December. But maybe they're looking at the timeline. It's streaming, so this thing will live forever, right? I didn't see if it's getting a theatrical release.
I don't think it is.
Which is crazy.
No.
I would see that in
I don't
a
think
theater.
it is. It's Netflix exclusive,
only on
I think.
Netflix, December 28th, which I don't know.
You think they got some money, Drew?
Well, during the pandemic, the Oscars said, like, hey, streaming's okay. You can be nominated for Best Picture if you're just streaming. You don't have to be on the theater. I don't know if they're going to revert that, because before you had to be at least...
4 wallets?
You have to 4 wallet for a certain amount of time, for at least, like, 4
I'm
weeks,
sure they'll do that somewhere in a theater in LA.
I
don't understand how they can't change that, because, streaming services now are making, like, whether it's like TVs, shows, or movies, like so many streaming services are making great content. Yes, there's like a mixture of meh, but there are some like really good
it is
movies.
in theaters.
It is in theaters?
Oh, it is?
I'm seeing ticket sales on Fandango.
No way.
I'm gonna see it in theaters then.
Yeah, I would love to see that in theater. I think because of the aspect ratio in particular, I probably would like to see it in theater.
The sound design, everything. I need to absorb everything.
But the tickets, you can't buy tickets yet. But Fandango's got it listed.
Okay.
That's interesting. I don't know if that's coming out in Ireland.
Didn't.
Okay. Because if it's coming out on Netflix September 28th,
interesting.
Usually they have to do an exclusive run off streaming. It can't quite be a one-to-one.
Usually the theater goes first, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It usually has to be in the theaters for at least 2 to 3 weeks before it goes exclusivity. It's literally what it is. It's the movie industry. It's the theater industry strongholding the Academy to say, like, hey, don't kill our industry. I mean, honestly, that's
don't
kill our business.
So if should Netflix want to push Blonde to the Oscars, the movie is going to need to have a brief run in theaters per the Academy rules. Netflix has done this in the past for other movies, but at this time hasn't committed to one for Blonde. But this is an early article, and I remember back in the days when I made movies, it was 2 weeks. You had to have a 2-week run in a movie theater.
I think it's 2 to 4 weeks. I forget.
And there's a place down in Westwood that was had one theater specifically designed so you could rent it out and run your movie.
Gosh, I'm actually curious because, again, like I said when I came on, I don't know Marilyn that well, like as a person. I don't know Norma. Never met her, but also I just don't know her story. Like, again, I only see her, and I don't know. Maybe I'm maybe I'm a weirdo here, but I almost don't know if I want to know like this sad version Marilyn. You know, I know that sounds weird, but I kind of like
keep the American dream.
I kind of want the icon. Yeah. Like I almost wish she didn't have all that past baggage. Like baggage is the wrong word, but like the history of, you know, the abuse and the drug use. Like I just want to know her as like the Chanel ad. You know, I think
a lot of people did, and that's probably like how they did know her. I think these kind of
Elvis,
books, films, etc. Like they're exposing all of that because there's.
Yeah.
It's like social media. Everybody posts something on social media and it's like beautiful, perfect, lovely. Oh my God, they're living a lovely life. But then they're like super sad. So like I feel like it's just exposing, it's opening that.
You want to hold on to something was pure.
Yeah.
Something was nice.
Yeah. It's
not,
weird.
buddy. It's not.
Well, I mean, and I guess it's not. You're right. It's not. But I mean, like, I guess when I go back, what was like the last great biopic, the Freddie Mercury one.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of knew that story but it was interesting to go a little bit further deep into it. But he still kind of went out a rock star. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie ended and it was like, I'm doing this last big AIDS event and I'm gonna fucking crush it. And that's kind of how the movie ends. And you know what I'm saying? Like it still like put him up on that. Like it made him. He still went out an icon. Does that make sense? I just hope this movie doesn't make me. Still lifts and shows Marilyn. I guess, you know, despite all that stuff. She still like changed the way she changed a lot of things. I think is like
it was like that for me with Elvis. Sure. I wanted Elvis to always be perfect.
Yeah.
And then I went to a movie theater when I was a kid and saw a movie called This Is Elvis. I was so mad after I left the movie theater because it was the first movie where they like started, you know, saying some of the bad things about him and stuff. And I was angry. I was so angry.
Yeah. I think the one thing that is sad about like Marilyn's life is it has kind of been. Like she had such a great career. She was such like an intelligent, like smart, like woman, and it just gets overshadowed by her tragic death, or untimely.
True.
You know, like it was just so sudden.
Yeah.
But like I think one of my favorite like movies about Marilyn was like My Week with Marilyn because it talks about the time period when she wasn't getting roles that she wanted, so she created her own film studio. Now it didn't go well, you know, the studio didn't last, but she still did something, and she tried. But she made a movie with like Sir Laurence Olivier, and that's like what this movie is about. Like it's I mean, you get some of the sadness, but it's interesting to kind of just see her and like you know what happens, but it's okay because you're not seeing it.
Yeah.
So you're not reminded of it. But
it's a sad story.
Yeah, it's definitely
when
a sad story.
When I think of Marilyn, I think of sadness. It's a sad thing to me. Unlike Drew here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think
there's advantage living under a rock.
If you ever want to watch a good documentary, there's one on CNN. I was talking to Pagan about it, but it's called Reframed Marilyn Monroe, and it kind of takes like a different approach, a different look at her. And it talks about like how much of like a feminist in her time period she was, and just other things.
And she was never.
Really
she never became. You know how sometimes like you had Fat Elvis and you know like people, Michael Jackson. They started to make fun of them. Marilyn never got made fun of. Like they never did a caricature of her.
Not that I know of.
But to be fair, like Marilyn lived a shorter life.
How old was she when she died? Don't say 27.
She was 38 or 37.
Yeah, she was young.
Something like that, between 36 and 38.
When she was murdered.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's another thing as well. Like, her death has been so controversialized. Like,
it has.
It just like Stephanie says, almost overshadows her because people are, like, talking about, you know, how she passed. And you're like, well, she also did all this amazing other stuff. She lived a pretty tragic life, and we should probably pay homage to the woman.
So if we had to watch the Marilyn movies, which would you do first?
How to Marry a Millionaire.
That's your favorite?
That's good. Gentlemen
it's right
Prefer
up there with
Blondes
Some
is
Like
good
It Hot.
too.
That's
but
a great one.
Some Like It Hot is my favorite.
It's hard. They're all good movies.
I know they are.
Some
they are
like
all
it,
good movies. I like Some Like It Hot. I think it's a very funny movie.
It is.
She's not the main character in a way. Like she's not like the central, but it is so good. I think that is a good one. The Misfits is a good shout. Defect.
If you haven't seen it, you should watch it because not
only
is it great to see two men try to blend in with a woman's musical group. Yeah. But that movie breaks a lot of
it does
for its time.
Totally does.
How many movies she do altogether?
Break boundaries.
No
idea. couldn't tell you.
She did quite a few. The movie listing is a little messed up on Google.
Oh shit, really?
Because it's like movies like she did All About Eve, which is like an earlier movie for her, which is a great movie. Mm-hmm. She's done a lot. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah,
she's great.
Yeah, again, I guess my final thought on I think it's gonna be. It looks like an incredible film. I think this. Not that Ana de Armas was like a struggling actor, but I think this is kind of boom. Yeah, this is kind of going to be her. Like again, if she's
the new it girl.
If she is kind of the it girl. I mean, I feel like she's everywhere. Especially after Blade Runner, I felt like it blew up incredibly as well. I think people was like on a scale where you're like, she is stunning, right? Like, but also just like can portray like a character.
Did you like Gray Man?
No.
Yeah. I couldn't get through it.
Oh, really?
It was terrible.
I haven't seen it. I've had people recommend it to me as a good movie, and then I come on here and everybody's like, nah.
I hated it.
So interesting.
The plot was so dull.
Yeah.
It had great potential.
I enjoyed brushing my teeth the next day more than I did.
I enjoyed it a little bit more than that.
Man?
It's got some cool set pieces that are...
It had a great cast. It was just...
It was a great cast, but it was freaking boring.
Really? I thought the action set pieces were pretty interesting. Like, here's what the Russo brothers can do. They can set up a good...
They can blow shit up.
They can blow shit up.
They can.
I feel like they're like the Michael Bay, like the new Michael Bay, right?
The going back to the Marilyn for a second, though, something I read in the Variety article, and we were talking about how she was, Marilyn was abused, in the system when she was younger. Same thing still happened to. How do you pronounce her last name? De Armas. De Armas. She got the role right away with the director. Did the casting. He's like, "Yep, you're it. We're done." But she still had to go audition for the studio. She still had to go audition for the financiers. Like, why is the financier doing an audition for the lead of the female? Like, come on, people. Like, that's how scuzzy this industry can be.
Dude, somebody, Retro TV just put in the chat, if you go back to the first shot of the trailer, her reflection kisses her. Her reflection is Marilyn Monroe, and her shadow is Norma Jean. I didn't even notice that. When she kisses in the mirror, this seated Marilyn doesn't move.
Yeah, she doesn't move, which I thought was weird at first, because I was like,
that's amazing. I didn't notice
I didn't catch that either.
I'm going to play it again.
That's pretty wild.
That is great. Oh, see, I just get chills.
That's incredible. And so this is Marilyn, and she's
her lips when she's speaking, her lips aren't moving in the mirror.
Yeah.
But
that's so good, Retro TV. Thank you so much.
That's a good catch.
Thank you for that. That was great.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so this might be playing on some weird like the aspect ratio could be referring to like one's Norma Jean, one's Marilyn, or like the color.
I thought it was going to be time, but I saw a 16:9 wide in an old piece. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It could be playing
moments
on
where she
feels not a multiple personality, but just like
maybe they just haven't conformed the trailer yet.
That would be funny. Like, we haven't colored or conformed. We just wanted to get this out here.
Some editor messed up. They accidentally left it in.
Yeah, totally.
God, she looks good as Marilyn.
She does. She looks incredible.
I mean, she nailed it.
Well, and the amount of time and dedication to like all the detail on this, like everything, like somebody really just went through like Google and was like Marilyn Monroe, and like they pictured like all these pictures, and they're like, okay, let's recreate that, and then that, and then, we're gonna need a wig for this, we're gonna need that dress, we're gonna need like
the attention to detail here is very
Academy
good.
Award for costumes for sure.
Costume, yeah. I guess the one criticism against like her casting, Marilyn, to me, at least how I remember her, I need to go back and look at photos, but she was a bit more curvy, from what I remember.
I would agree.
Like,
yeah.
And Ana de Armas is a bit more like she's got more of a thinner frame.
She's petite. Yeah.
No, I'm just as far as because I just remember I remember looking back at Marilyn and be like, wow, it's really cool that like America like looked upon Marilyn Monroe as like what to look like, like women wanted to look, and she wasn't like what we are now, which is like this anorexic like Kardashian look, right?
I like thin girls.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I thought that was interesting compared to like how we see it today, where it's I feel like a much different body look.
She launched a lot of blonde bombshell careers, right? Jane Mansfield. I can't think of them all. What else is there? There's a lot.
There's a lot.
And a lot you didn't know about either, right?
Yeah.
Like Unknown's
Anna Nicole
a Tribe.
Smith, like.
And all that peroxide under their scalp.
Pamela Anderson.
Trying to be blonde like that all the time.
It's possible.
No, thank you.
wrecks your hair, but it's possible.
It is. You'll look great for a short period of time.
You can take care of your hair. You can bleach. You can bleach. And
yes.
Take care of your hair.
Today, yes.
PJ knows. Just
I bleach mine white.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, bro. That's what I thought.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's. It looks like sounds like we're all excited about this.
I am.
Which is cool.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, me too.
Very much. What do you guys? You guys want to? You have anything you want to recommend? PJ? You want to start? Do you have anything you've been watching, playing, excited about?
Been a little bit of a dry spell.
Yeah.
There hasn't been much. I was away last week a little bit, so kind of broke away from television.
Well, that's okay. Why don't you talk about getting unplugging for a little bit, like you did?
Yeah.
Or is there just a dry spell right now?
Yeah, it could be.
There's a bit of a dry spell. Like, what is there? Like, we're talking
so
about
much
Gray
content.
Man.
Or it's shit.
So much content.
I jumped back in. I jumped back in. Watched The Last of the Boys again.
Yeah, again.
Last night. Yeah.
Wow.
And then Brave New World is just crushing it for me.
Star Trek.
Just crushing it for me. But other than that, I'm not doing much. I'm not reading. I'm not doing anything. I'm just working.
No podcast, nothing?
No, I never listen to podcasts. So I tried.
Well, audiobooks.
Audiobooks. I told that Recapture the Rapture. Great book.
Oh.
We're working. If you could point the cameras elsewhere, this studio is destroyed with shit.
Yeah, we have shoots.
we have 3 shoots going right now. So. We're working. We're busy.
We are busy.
What about you, Drew?
Yeah, what about you, Drew?
Mine is, I don't get time to game anymore. My PlayStation is literally collecting dust right now, unfortunately. But I do get like 20 minutes before I go to bed or something where I'm like, maybe I'll like play something. And we got like a free trial for Apple Gaming, and I found this little game called I think it's called Outsiders, or is it Outlanders? No, I don't.
Outlanders.
And you can only get it through Apple Games?
Yeah, it's called Outlanders.
Outlanders.
Nothing to do with the Frasers or the show on Showtime. But it's like this it's like a fun little game. It's almost like a farming game. Yeah, so it's almost like a farming game, but it gives you like goals. It's like you have to build you have to create like 45 loaves of bread. So you have to chop down trees, and then you have to build like.
But it's called Farmville.
It's a little bit like the animations are cool. You guys aren't gonna be able to see this on my screen, but like it looks really cool. I mean, like you can zoom in on all like the little town.
We are not getting paid for this.
And it's unfortunate that you aren't really.
But like you can like get a little like stockpile. But like they give you missions, so it's not like one farm you build over and over and over again.
Okay,
once you complete the farm, the gives you it puts you on like a new little island, and you have to rebuild everything. And you can fast forward time and stuff like that, but like people have like some of the goals are like you can only have 40 villagers. So you're sort of like, and there's like rules you can set where like stop having sex, like stop having babies. So you can set like the town guy is like no more. It's like I know you guys are gonna get angry, but we're overpopulated right now. So you can like literally set that and it has like a timer.
What?
So you got paid $5 a month just to play the game.
Well,
he got a free trial.
Comes with. Yeah, I got a free trial, and it's going to end in a couple weeks. We probably won't renew. I don't play enough Apple Arcade to kind of keep it going. But it's a cool game. Listen, it'll suck literally hours out of your life. My wife woke up at like 3 a.m, and she looked over. She's like, "Are you still playing that goddamn game?" And I'm like, "Maybe."
We've got 2 weeks.
Yeah, shit.
Ladies, what are you watching?
Seth, do you want to go first?
I mean, sure, I guess. I'd watched The Gray Man and hated it.
Oh.
So it was like,
So do not recommend.
You watch it. I mean, everybody has varying opinions. This isn't something I've been watching recently, but like on the topic of, old Hollywood, it's a miniseries. I'm a big Ryan Murphy fan. So anything he puts out there, I watch. And he made a series on Netflix called Hollywood. And it kind of takes everything that you know about old Hollywood and throws it aside, essentially, because they're essentially how do I phrase this? You're
saying it so well. Continue.
Yeah. Thank you. I should do this for a living, not. But no, it attacks like racism and homophobia in Hollywood, so it kind of sheds like a different light on what if a movie with a black actress and a white man like having an interracial kiss on screen, and you know, what would that do in like reshaping Hollywood essentially.
Oh, wow.
So like you have kind of and you have like a couple like actual people that existed in that time. So like you have Rock Hudson, you have his creepy agent, who's very much like, you know, what like Marilyn would have had to deal with. Yeah. You know, like you know, like just that same kind of thing like he dealt with, and Rock Hudson was gay, so like it was, you know, it's kind of interesting. I don't know, I like it.
What's it called again?
It's called Hollywood. It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay.
All right.
And there's one season, and so
shit, that sounds good.
Ryan Murphy.
Yeah,
anything Ryan Murphy touches.
You give that look, Drew? I'll give that look.
Yeah, I don't know.
I explained it so well.
I might pass on that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I went back into like some
there's
old
nothing
films.
to watch. We're all going to old things.
Yeah, I went to old films, and I watched The Mummy and The Mummy Returns last week. They are such good films. They're so freaking good. And anytime I watch it now, I'm like, oh look, it's Nathan Drake. Like it's so clearly like heavily like they drew inspiration from that. Like even the outfits are the exact same. So it's wonderful. I love it so much. Like. So good. Highly recommend it if you've never seen them before.
Seen The Mummy or Mummy Returns?
It's been so long. I saw it in the theater. That's how long.
I definitely think you should go watch it again.
I watched
however.
Pitch Perfect again.
Oh, did you?
You're such a weirdo.
It's a good film. We did try and watch the third Mummy. We got 10 minutes in and we turned it off.
It's different.
It's awful.
Different.
It's
you
terrible.
have to look at it with like a new perspective and just think it's a different movie.
They introduced a new they replaced Rachel Weisz. Obviously she must have been doing another production or something, and they replaced her. And as soon as we saw that, I'm not kidding, we pressed pause and turned it off. We're like, nah, we can't get on board with this.
Totally.
I've unfortunately watched the whole thing.
No, the first two movies are like on rewatch. Like my wife loves those two movies, and I enjoy it. The first one's like almost perfect for me.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch it.
As far as like an action, like I don't want to call it a comedy, but it's kind of an action.
It
comedy.
Totally is, yeah.
It's Indiana Jones,
it's not quite like slapstick. It's very like it's self-aware. Like it's a self-aware film.
Yes.
You know when you put a movie on and you get that original logo thing in the beginning, like 20th Century Fox. My kids now, they can tell by the logo
what movie it is.
What the time period is.
Oh.
So I'll put on something the Lord, they go, oh no, not that old. I'm like, how the hell do you know?
I can tell. It's changed so much throughout my lifetime. Yeah. It's just...
Well, now it's not even 20th Century Fox. It's like 20th Century Studios.
Yeah.
It's like the logos have all changed.
Or when the MGM comes up with the line, they just get up and leave.
Yeah, they're like, that's ancient.
I have to start the movie after that part. Or then, you know how like in the old days where they have all the credits up first?
Oh, yeah.
You know, so when you see the credits rolling,
they're like, no.
So it goes, oh, it's one of those movies.
So does she not like Catch Me If You Can? Because it has a long intro.
Yeah, they do that too.
Do you like any like the black and white films? Because there's one, I used to be like this. I used to be like, I don't like old films, like don't show me anything. And then like I fell in love with like Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. Like Charlie Chaplin was my man. But I like was just at home one day, and I think I was sick from school, and my dad was watching a movie, and he's like, right, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch this movie. And it was a black and white movie called Witness for the Prosecution. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. I don't want to watch this. But I was too sick to move, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to. It was one of the best films I've ever seen. It still sticks with me. I can't wait to watch that again. This was years ago, so I don't know. Sometimes you just have to put on the right old movie.
Drew touched me.
Oh.
HR.
PJ, you are HR.
Yeah.
That's you.
Oh wait.
It's like, oh,
Do
wait.
it again.
again.
How come your microphone has fuzzies all over? What are you doing with this microphone?
I had to take it
It's
from
the beard.
the car. And you know,
Shedding.
the back of the car. It's like with the
Piper.
All right, let's wrap this up. We got to go work. I already missed 1 o'clock.
Oh, check it out. Look, Trailer Talk shirts are coming soon.
It's hard to see, but it says I'm just here for the popcorn.
It's a beautiful shirt.
What, you can't read? What do you mean
What?
hard to see?
It's really hard to see.
It's pixelated on our end.
it's pixelated, man.
Where's your CouchSoup hat?
It's pixelated.
Yeah.
We're gonna wear that later for the next thing we got.
Okay,
Oh,
we
we
don't
got
have any
another
other
thing?
CouchSoup merch.
Yeah, just this really cool mug.
And
Cheers,
the mug.
Drew.
The mug is cool.
Oh, nice. Cheers.
Gus said you don't have the orange version, but I'm gonna get the orange version, so it's fine.
Yeah, the orange version is pretty. So yeah, we got new merch on the site. More trailers. Our first trailer talk merch.
And you can play games now on CouchSoup.com.
Yes, that's what I've been playing.
It's called the Toilet Game Wars.
Yes.
I finished the candy game and I can't get any more points.
Yeah, I know. We're getting that fixed. The other ones are okay. Maybe we should do a different game for the first one.
But I've been working really hard on the candy game.
I'll fix it. Damn
it. I'm gonna win the prize, even though I have.
Let us know what your favorite game is so far.
Yeah.
The toilet games.
Into
and
toilet
for all the 3 people here, please hit the like and subscribe button, all that good stuff.
There's more than 3.
There's more than 3?
It's
5 now?
Yeah, it's 5.
6?
Just respecting you guys in chat. I'm so sorry.
It just went up to 6.
We love you.
But also, we have another announcement today at 3:30 Pacific time. We'll be back. Basically, the 4 of us. We got some news. We're gonna drop some news. New show, some new things coming. So come back in a couple hours and
bring booze.
And
Yes. Wait, is this a drunk live? I didn't know.
Always is.
I'll get ready. I'll start drinking now.
We're gonna show up toasted.
Right now.
Toasted. Completely
We're in the studio. That's all we do is drink.
Yeah, perfect. Oh wow, I need to start getting my my liver ready.
We're gonna pop open the Guinness in honor of our new show.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Are we really gonna do Guinness? Well, it is.
You should.
Yeah, we should.
Ooh, you kind of have.
All right, somebody take us home, please. I gotta go to work.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Right.
Like PJ said, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can listen to this as a podcast every week on all the places you listen to podcasts: iTunes, Spotify, Simplecast, all that stuff. And then you can every week that comes, and we'll be back here on Tuesday at noon Pacific time for another trailer that we're going to break down and react to. And if
we can get the shit
you have thoughts of what we should review, we always look at everybody's suggestions and then we kind of put it to a vote. A lot of the times PJ doesn't vote because he's
I just do what I'm told to do.
Sad. PJ shows up on the day, hopes for the best.
And then
he's
I
ready
have to
go
vote twice, which is why my trailers usually win.
Yep.
So until next time, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Trailer Talk.
Bye, everybody.